Welcome to my channel. I'm Florence though. Actually, I just want to show you all the footage for today's, but the thing is, I spilled the coffee, so I should come back to change. So today I'm going to share with you all, actually it's regarding a family dispute that always happens. It's because we always like to set different types of expectations towards our newcomers or family members. And this issue actually is very important because it has been direct or indirectly caused a lot of breakdown of marriage. Because I have been practiced as a Malaysian divorce lawyer for more than 1 decade. And I serve all walks of people of life. And I found that expectation is something that everyone have to know when and how to set an expectation towards your family's member. In-laws are all the newcomers. But the thing is, we are so used about our own upbringings, our own background or family. And what we always do is, we will set this type of expectation towards the newcomer. We always think that the newcomer should know that you have to do this, you have to do that in our home. At the same time, you shouldn't talk in this way to my parents. It is so rude. Instead of keep on setting up all the expectation towards those in-law, actually we shouldn't have this type of thoughts, because instead of setting this expectation towards them, it's really very unfair. They don't know what actually is happening to your family and they are so new to it. The only way for us to be close to them is we have to put aside all those expectations that we have had in our family. You may discuss later on to let them switch to the family members, but what we should do is we have to respect them, try to sit down, put away the egoistic, talk to them and learn to accept their differences. So these are the things that all of us shall learn about this. Don't simply put expectations to need to say that in our society, none of us really raise out this issue and discuss about this issue so far. First and foremost, how you're going to set expectation is I found that many of our adults around the societies, we do not know that what is family institution. Family institution is according to the law or any definitions that you can easily find from Google search. You may find that family institution is only comprised of husband, wife and kids. 3 of them actually is considered nuclear family member. However, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and whatsoever, we will consider that this is an extended family. You may think that, no, this is a simple thing. But if you know that this is a simple thing, I guess there is not much dispute will be happen until breakdown of the marriage in Malaysia. According to Asian cultures, every one of us, like kids, adult kids, we are so keen to listen to what our parents told us, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Everything is they are really very strong to affect our mindset, our thoughts towards anything in our life, because we are so used to listen to them, obey to them, and this is something that we couldn't change. Even some of us would be very logic to say that we would change, but it is something that we couldn't change because we are so used to it. It happens to our life. So what is happening is, many people like husband and wife, adult children, once they enter a new marriage, they always, even including the sibling beside us, we will always set some expectations towards a newcomer, maybe the coming daughters-in-law or son-in-law, or we may say that our brother-in-law or sister-in-law. Those in-law, actually for me, is some things that we consider newcomers in everyone's life if you are going to enter a new marriage or marriage in your life. Confusing the family institution is something very dangerous. That is the point that I just mentioned just now. It's because I found that there are many mother-in-law or father-in-law. They don't really know that what it means by expectation. Of course, they always expect that their son or their own daughters will treat them in this way or that way. That set of expectation is something come naturally from young. This expectation is something come naturally when they raise us up. However, many parents, they like to make the same expectation as their so-called in-law, daughter-in-law, son-in-law. So that is a big tumor that we have to remove in the so-called family institution. Why? Because we are so keen to listen to what our parents say. So when the in-law fail to reach our parents' expectation, what is happening is our parents would like to grumble and complain towards us, and they always do hope that the in-law would change the behavior. So this is a big tumor that we have to remove. Why? Because once this thing has been set and transferred to your mind, when your dad and your mom say that, hey, this son-in-law is not good enough, not filial enough. So this thing you may feel like, oh, so my husband has to do this, my husband has to have me treat my parents. So when you try to bring out this thing and expect your husband doing the same thing towards your parents, that is always a bomb. Why? He may think that, why should I do that? That's no longer me. Why I have to change because of you all, and why there are so many criticisms and everything from your family? So when this thing is like happen in the family, most of the time husband and wife will keep on quarreling about this issue. Some of them they won't quarrel first, but when time pass by, a lot of things just like stockpiling inside the heart, accumulate it until one day will be exploded one day. So this is very unhealthy to a family's institutions. What we actually have to do is, we as the husband or wife, we are adult. We have to know that family institutions, nuclear family member is only our wife and kids, husband, wife and kids. So in that case, if this thing happen, you can try not to have any dispute with your parents occur, but you must have a state of mind, and you have to very firm with the ground saying that don't let anyone to intrude your nuclear family member. You have to protect them. You shouldn't be like easily to believe that and set this kind of expectations towards your spouse, because you have to always know that you raised up by your parents, you educated by your parents. Your parents used to contribute so much in your life when you were young, but the same never applied to your spouse. So that is the things that when this type of situation happen, what you have to do is, you may tell your parents politely or maybe suggest to them by saying that, please don't set these type of expectations. You can talk in a very nice way, because you never owe your duties to really raise up the spouse, my spouse. So that's a thing that everything you expect, I will try my best to do it. Because I'm so used to the way you raise me up. But the thing is, this thing, if let's say you want to apply to the spouse that you never really contributes to her life or her upbringing, it's something so unfair towards he or she. So that's the thing I'm trying to highlight to you all. Other than the boundary you have to set, before you set, you have to know that what is family institutions. Only you know that any way for you to prevent this tumor to be spread, keep on spreading in your own family institution. Most of the time, we may have a thought by saying that for sure there are some kind of culture, behaviors, and even the way of communication in each family. These are some things that we are so used to it for everyone. And everyone for sure is different. So we always expect the newcomer will know about our own cultures and our behavior and the habits that we have had. So if when a newcomer, there's a differences between them and us. So we may start gossiping, we may start saying that he or she is not good enough. And actually it is very unfair. Expectations shouldn't be set in this way. What we should do is, we always have to learn that everyone has different type of thoughts, and upbringing is totally different, including family background and education background. We want the newcomers to embody with all the principles, thoughts, and everything we have in our family. This is very unfair to the newcomer, and it will cause a lot of misunderstanding and miscommunications in this situation. In conclusion, I just want to say that as a parent, actually this is part and parcel of parentinghood. We have to learn that don't simply set any expectation towards any newcomer or new outsider which is going to join. Secondly, as a children's or adult child, we have to always learn that don't just treat every single word so seriously from your parents. You have to learn how to filter up and set the boundary. Don't let anyone intrude your marriage. This is very important. And at the same time, you all have to learn that just treat every single thing as a passing remark. If you couldn't change your parents, but at least you have to change your state of mind to maintain your marriage. So before I end this video, I would like to say thank you to William Friends and Partners. Family issue is a very sensitive issue, and this issue is something that we will never discuss with our friends and relatives or anyone. So if you have a divorce inquiry or any properties inquiry or anything, you can go to the website under the description box. You just click it in, and there are a lot of buttons inside. It just looks like the remote control. So it's easily for you to access whatever services you need. So the lawyer, they will straight away contact you all. This website is a first remote control, we say that, in the entire Malaysia. The design of this website actually is considered quite advanced because it looks like a remote control, easily to access for you to contact the lawyer. So it is considered the first legal remote controls in the whole Malaysia. So I do hope that you all will enjoy this video. If you love my content, please subscribe this channel. You may also leave some comments, and I would like to read it. See you in my next channel. Bye.
You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh.